just going to bowl your wrong ones or what? You're going to actually get one to turn the other way. Watch. So that's one. It's on what?
Yep.
Watch.
Good in that sound. Cool.
Over. Every time. I've got an arm ball ready to go.
Keep it off the code. Noted. Really? Yeah, okay. What one, two?
Yeah, that'd be good.
Yeah. Done good. Wild.
Just talk to me so I can hear you, mate.
No worries. There's that sound.
Get it a little bit closer to you. Yeah, that's good. Better. Yep. Well, ladies and gentlemen, good morning and welcome to the Palmerston Indoor Sports Centre here in Australia's top end for the final series of the 2023 Australian Masters Indoor Cricket Championships. I'm Cameron Walter, and joining me this morning, Kev Davis, the coach of the Victorian 40s. How are you?
Yeah, good, thanks, Cam.
Yeah, welcome, and welcome to all of our viewers right around Australia and the world. We're starting today with the over 40 men's minor semi-final between Western Australia and South Australia. This is sudden death indoor cricket. On the line is a spot in the prelim final. That'll take place a little later today against the team that loses the major semi-final. That also taking place right now between Queensland and New South Wales. Again, the over 40 men's division. I'll take you through the two lineups for these two sides. They've only played each other once throughout the tournament so far. Let's start with South Australia, captained by David Sampson. He's joined by Tim Bant, Nathan Crahi, Paul Fraser, Scott Wood, Ryan Presser, Richard Bosens and Luke Foran. And interestingly for me, three of those players didn't take the court against WA the last time they played. The captain, Dave Sampson, Scott Wood and Luke Foran. So a changed lineup. Let's take a look at WA. They're captained by Stuart Frentz. Joining him, Dean Demos, Alan Barnes, Craig Wheat, Dario Sorbello, Dion Van Blurk, Lance Hupping and Matt Salikas. Now, again, three changes in that lineup from the last time these two sides met, with Sorbello, Hupping and Salikas. Let's take a look at that last encounter, Kev. The only time they've played each other, South Australia victorious on the occasion, 100 runs to 89, so a close match. But, with three players coming in and out of each side, not sure what to make of that.
Certainly a surprise result. Nobody saw that one coming, I don't think. I think everyone's been quite surprised at how dominant WA have been against some of these teams, and they've been competitive against New South Wales and Queensland as well. So to see South Australia get up in that game, it certainly was a bit of a shock.
Of course, the over 40 men's division, 6 teams in the competition. Queensland and New South Wales have finished top 2. WA and South Australia are in 3rd and 4th. It's had the interesting dynamic this week, Kev, of playing matches against the over 45 men's division as well. So a little difficult to sort of gauge where each team is, because they've had wins and losses against those other teams that don't necessarily impact the ladder.
Certainly was, but from one thing that our Victorian boys learnt was that, playing against those 45 sides, particularly Queensland, they're such a dominant side and they do the basics well. So, we might be playing Masters cricket, but we're all still learning each game we play against those guys that have been around for a long time. So.
Absolutely. South Australia will be batting first. The ball's in the hand of Dean Demos, the vice-captain from WA, and Dave Sampson, the South Australian captain, is joined by Tim Bant, and we're underway. Short a little bit of width and easily dealt with to start the account for South Australia. 2 runs on the board. moving in. Got away for a single. Keep the scoreboard ticking over early. How important is it to get off to a good start, sudden death cricket, Kev?
Certainly is. We found out game one against WA. We thought we were in a box seat. But the way they batted early on against us, momentum shifted pretty quickly. And that's certainly what wins your games of cricket at this level. I'm a little bit surprised by one selection from South Australia, to be honest. I think watching throughout the week, Ramesh Anthony, he can turn the game off his own stick. So
just a little opportunity there. Sorry to interrupt you, Kev. Just got through. Be a dot ball. Sorry, go on.
Yeah, I'm surprised Ramesh was left out of this game. I thought he could have been a bit of a stroke of genius.
Good contact, a chance at the top, a direct hit would have been tight. Bant is home though. And one ball remains in the opening over. Driven it flat, but in the gap, a little misfield there on the three line for WA and closes out the first over of the match. A good one there for South Australia. 7 runs from it, and they're away here in this sudden death over 40 men's minor semi-final. Let's take a look at some of the players to watch. You were talking about one that actually hasn't been picked for South Australia in Ramesh. Dave Sampson, obviously the captain, averaging 12 with the bat. Pretty reasonable person to have opening. Tim Bant averaging 11. The big run scorer for mine, Paul Fraser, well, he's got just shy of 100 runs. So he will obviously play a key role here in building a good total for South Australia. And the bowling stocks, WA, who's been amongst the wickets? Dario Sorbello, Stuart French, is we get underway through Dion van Blurk, and Sampson helps himself to 2. Alan Barnes, so plenty of wicket takers amongst the WA bowling lineup too, Kev.
Certainly is. They bowled really well most of the tournament as well. So it's just it's a game of inches. If they can get in the right spot, they're going to be a dangerous attack.
The 2 through the offside. So that last encounter, although it was with different lineups, Kev, 100 to 89. So that sort of suggests that 85 plus is the minimum that these guys need to score. What's your thoughts?
Yeah, I think both teams are capable of defending that score. I think, obviously South Australia, I think, are capable of defending, and having said that, WA are quite capable of chasing down 90 to 100 as well.
2 balls right in at the hip there of the left-handed Sampson, and this will see the first third ball situation of the minor semi-final. 2 consecutive dot balls means the next delivery must result in a score change. Runs, extras, or a wicket. An opportunity here for WA. It's down and up. It stays in the batter's square, but Bant was hip to the scheme and got home quickly. A single sees off third ball. Fended away. Watchful over there for both sides. 5 runs from it still, though, for South Australia. They've moved to 12 with 2 overs remaining in this, the opening partnership. If you've just joined us, folks, we're coming to you live from the Palmerston Indoor Cricket Centre up here in the Northern Territory. I'm Cameron Walter alongside Kev Davis. This is the over 40 men's minor semi-final between South Australia and Western Australia. We'll keep you up to date as well with the major semi taking place right now as well. That's between New South Wales and Queensland. Queensland, they're off to a flyer. They've restricted New South Wales to -9 after 2 overs. So good start there for Queensland. Here's Hupping for WA. Here's Sampson. That ball was right in his legs. He gave himself some room and played it where he wanted to play it, Kev.
Yeah, he's a class act, isn't he? Just watching him all week, he's just got so much patience. just plays that down up perfectly.
Well, full and wide. What do you make of the field they have set? They're persisting with two men on the legs of both men now. Does that sort of reflect the line they're bowling?
Yeah, it does. They're sort of aiming at top of leg stump line, aren't they? Having said that, he throws one out wide.
A chance at the top. Bant took a while to turn and get back, but the throw needed to be a direct hit. Yeah, more runs through the point area, but then negative runs. That was just too good. That was French down there in the front court. A direct hit. He was in exactly the right place. He read the ball well off the net and threw down the stumps with a direct hit, and the first wicket falls through that run out. A great wicket there for Western Australia. You know, Kev, I was just about to be critical of the fielding placement there, but you see on the replay, just a great piece of fielding. And an opportunity followed immediately. The subsequent shot was up in the air. And another chance for WA. This time it falls safe, though.
Just with that run out, Cam, it's the old clean hands, finish the play scenario, isn't it?
Definitely. Final ball of the over. Comfortable for Sampson to finish. So a better over there for WA, just 2 runs from it. South Australia have moved to 14 runs with 1 over to come in the partnership. I won't be too worried by that wicket, you would think, Kev. Reasonably well placed here. They're looking at a partnership of around about 20, which is a solid base from which they can build a platform, build an innings here.
Yeah, I reckon they'll be happy for 20. I reckon they might try and push for 24, 25, but if you walked out with 20, you'd be certainly happy.
So it is going to be the WA captain to finish the partnership here. He came up with that direct hit run out a couple of deliveries ago. And here it is, captain to captain in the minor semi-final. See, that to me, that's a great example of a well-executed 2-man leg side field. That's right in on the legs there, moving in to the left-hander. Difficult to get away. And again, an opportunity. You've got 2 at one end. It has to be out, and it will be. WA make no mistake in that 2-man leg side field. 2 in 2 balls, just about. And look at that. That's textbook indoor cricket, folks. What do you make of that, Kev?
Perfect line, perfect field, perfect play from the WA boys.
Clinical stuff and another huge wicket. 4 balls remain. They're back to 9. Just gets it over the infield there. Finds the net for 2 crucial runs. Backs against it here, South Australia. Two runs backward of point. Comfortable for Sampson. He moves to 14 runs. 2 balls remain. Short and at Bant, who tried to down up, pull shot it away, just off the body. They get through for a single. Driven, it's in the air, just out of hands, finds a side net, and an important 3 runs to finish there from David Sampson, who finishes with 17 runs. All of the runs in this partnership, Bant suffering those 2 run-outs. And, well, they've rebuilt to a solid start there, South Australia. They won't be too upset with that. Folks, it's the over 40 men's minor semi-final here at the 2023 Australian Masters Indoor Cricket Championships. I'm your host, Cameron Walter, and with me, Kev Davis. Take a look at some of the matches coming up. We're here all day, folks. Don't go anywhere. Coming up next, it's the over 50 men's minor semi-final. That'll be between the Australian Capital Territory and New South Wales. That'll be from 11:45 local. Remember, we're in the Northern Territory. Then at 1:30, it's the 45 men's prelim final between New South Wales and the Australian Capital Territory. And it's prelim final city from then on in. We've got the 40s, the 50 men, the 30 women, and the 35 men to close out the day. Seven indoor cricket matches brought to you live from Palmerston Indoor Cricket Centre. I hope you can stay with us throughout the day, and otherwise check out play.cricket.com.au where you can find your nearest centre and get involved in Masters indoor cricket or indoor cricket at all levels. It's a great way to return to cricket, the sport, or perhaps join it for the first time. We see on your screen Ryan Presser and Richard Bosens taking the court for South Australia. The bowler is Dean Demos. We're back underway. Ledge behind square, not interested in a run. And that one behind that leg side line. It's an extra 2 to the tally. You don't get the ball again unless it is the last over of a batting partnership. Get through 4-2. Hasn't looked the most convincing so far. Watchfully played, it's a dot ball. Demos bowling well here, Kev.
Certainly is. He's bowled well all tournament as well. Watching him bowl throughout the week, he's certainly created chances for the WA boys.
And he's doing that here. He's put them on third ball, the South Australians. The final ball of the over. Changes it up, finds the edge, and it'll be out. That's great bowling from Dean Demos. He's got WA off to a flyer here in this second pair with a really tight first over there. 3 dots bowled within it. Yeah, he got away with an extra, but that wicket at the end there, well bowled.
He's a smart bowler.
As you see on the replay, he just floated that one up. And, well, Richard Bosens had eyes for the back net. Instead, he found the wrong with the keeper's net and an easy catch in the front court there. Saliakis bowling over number 6. It's driven, it's flat, but it's in the gap. It'll be 2. And a single for Presser it is. Two runs backward of point. Kev, understand that throughout the week, well, you know, we're 20 minutes south of the city of Darwin here in Palmerston, 30 plus degrees every day. Just watch this delivery. This one backward of square for a single. It's been pretty hot. So how has the heat been a factor in the week?
It's played a part. We've found that the night games where it's quite humid have been pretty tough.
Yeah, not too hot now in the morning, but it just accumulates in the as the day goes on, does it?
Yeah, from about 2:30, 3 o'clock onwards, that's where we found it's been at its hottest, and like I said, quite humid at night.
Final ball of the over. That one just caught the keeper's net before the side, so it is a single to finish, and not a bad fight back there from South Australia. 8 runs from that over, and they move to 7 halfway through the partnership. It's going to be Alan Barnes. We were talking about him a little earlier. For WA, he's been amongst the wickets this week, 11 of them prior to this match. Well, how about that one? Ryan Presser, not too sure about that one. He's had a look now. Fended away. And third ball straight away. Interesting to see how Presser attacks this. Oh, and he's thrown it down the leg side. They get away with it, South Australia. They're coach killers, those, Kev.
Certainly are, Cam. There's been quite a few this week, particularly on the third ball.
Presser had plenty of time. He's had a good look at a couple of deliveries now. Stayed patient, found 2 over cover point, and 2 balls remain in the over. Bosens will face his first delivery from Barnes. Driven straight back to Barnes, and a dot ball. With some authority there to close out the over. 2 runs off that delivery, 6 runs from the over, and just a really well-balanced game at this point, Kev. 13 on the board. How crucial is this next over?
Oh, if South Australia can get to 20-21, I think they've done their job, this pair. 20 on the board in a partnership, it's that mental edge, isn't it?
Conversely, if WA can get a wicket or 2, they'll really have the ascendancy early in this match.
Yeah, absolutely. This game's all about momentum. It has been all week. So, yeah, this over, I think, sets up the remainder of this innings.
Well, they've gone to Dario Sorbello, 10 wickets to his name. He's conceded an average of 2.5 and over. He starts with a bit of width and put away for 2. So you can see WA on the attack here.
Yeah. Yeah. They have to, don't they? You know, momentum's a big thing.
Oh, watchful. It's one of those ones where you're not quite sure how the ball's come off the bat, so the instinct is to call no immediately. Oh, direct hit slap. I think he was home. The umpire, Michael Guest, had a good look at it. It just shows how something can come from nothing into a cricket. The ball falls within reach of a fielder and something's on. It is a single, though. South Australia fighting hard here. All beaten. So 2 balls remain. The score sits on 33. The partnership on 16. So crucial for South Australia. They do not lose a wicket here. Beaten again, so they're going to finish this skin on third ball. And safely negotiated and important runs to close out the partnership there for South Australia. 2 of them, in fact, 18 for the pair. And the total has moved to 35. You would think, Kev, perhaps slightly behind par based on the scores these two have been putting on this week and certainly against one another.
Yeah,
but still good runs early in the minor semi-final.
Yeah, I think South Australia would like to be up around the 50 mark at the halfway point of the innings. But, cricket's a funny game, as you said, and, these next 2 pairs can come out and easily score 25 to 30 a pair and get that score up to around about the 85, 90 mark. So,
what's your approach? Put yourself in the shoes of the South Australian coach. And you realise that. You think, okay, we're a little bit behind the mark here. We should be around about 50. Does that change the instructions to the troops for the back half of the innings? Are you asking them to be a little bit more aggressive?
I think the opposite. I think you're asking them a little bit more boring and just play those springs. You get your 2 a ball, you get 4, 4 twos and over. That's 8 and over. 32 for the pair with no outs. It's pretty easy cricket, isn't it?
It's easier said than done against the bowling attack that the WA side has.
Certainly is. Yeah, there's been a lot of teams this week struggle to do that, but in theory, that's how you want to attack it, I guess.
So Scott Wood and Luke Foran are at the crease now for South Australia. The ball is in the hand of Lance Hupping for WA, and we're back in action. Right in on the legs, in swinging to the right-hander, and that's a good start, Kev.
Yep, that's where he wants to be. South Australian boys are going to find it hard to get the 2s off those legs.
Well, this time he throws it out wide, and no feet there from Wood to get across to that. You see trapped there on the crease, and it'll be third ball straight away for this pair, an opportunity for WA to convert. Oh, it's called wide. And, doesn't matter in the end because Luke Foran had gone, and the easiest of wickets there for WA. What a conversion early in this partnership. That's the last thing South Australia needed, Kev.
Yeah, how good's the third ball rule? It's can certainly change a game in one split second, can't it? That there 9 times out of 10 you wouldn't be backing up so far, but that third ball makes it, you have to.
Oh, it's up. And I think unsighted, but it looked like a little juggle down there in the corner, Kev.
Yeah, I couldn't quite see, but yeah, it looked like there was certainly a chance.
So get away with one, South Australia.
It's the sort of luck they need.
Well, that could just as easily be popped up into the hands of Demos there on the 3 line, but it falls safe. Another dot ball, and you can see why it's going to be difficult for South Australia just trying to accumulate runs here. Final ball of the over. Right in at the legs, and that is a ripping over from Lance Hupping to start this third partnership. He finishes with figures of 2 for -1. Fantastic bowling in sudden death indoor cricket, Kev.
Yeah, good shape, left arm in swing. It's hard to get away. Perfect first over.
So I go back to my earlier question. So your instructions as a coach would be just try to accumulate your way to this total. Does that change at any point? They've had a negative over to start with. Is it just play that game no matter what happens out there? Stick to the plan? Does it evolve?
Personally, I think it is. You do the basics well, you're going to accumulate runs. It's a game of basics. It's a game of inches.
Craig Wheat is going to bowl over number 10. Short with width and put away for 2. A little bottom edge there. And a dot ball. The winner of this match, of course, will advance to the prelim final and take on New South Wales or Queensland. Just see Wheat's delivery. It's just through the gap there for 2. Do you see the winner of this game being able to beat either of those two? What are your thoughts?
I think if WA go through, it's going to be a great prelim. I think they match up well against both Queensland and New South Wales, and they've pushed both of them.
And that is great fielding off his own bowling there from Wheat. Followed it into the net, saved 2 runs, a single to Wood.
And with the South Australian boys, if they go through, it's a matter of which South Australia turns up. They've been a little bit hot and cold throughout this week. So.
Finds 2. 1 ball remaining now. Some better overs so far for South Australia. And another 2 to finish, so 9 runs from it. That's what you need when you lose -3 on your first over. And validating your point, I think, Kev, that you can just accumulate. You're not going to get 16 overs like the one Lance Hupping just bowled, and if you do, gee, it's not your day, is it?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Low risk, high reward. You know, it's 9 off the over and there was no risk whatsoever that over.
Alan Byers is going to bowl his second. I don't know why. It looked to me like WA were trying to claim a run out there because South Australia in the crease. The ball's dead. It's between overs. What am I looking at?
Oh, I'm speechless, Cam. I've got nothing. I didn't hear a play.
Gee, been doing this for a while. It's the first time I've ever seen that. And we're back underway now that the umpire has called play. They find the net to start with for 2. Yeah, so the umpire's called over. The ball is dead. Doesn't commence again until he calls play at the start of the next over. And they were trying to, run them out?
Yeah, bizarre.
Yeah. Oh, it was up. There's a chance. It just out of reach of the fielder down there. Just lost his feet. If he'd stayed on his feet, may have been able to follow that and get it back to the keeper. But in the end, 2 runs for South Australia. Oh, that's a leading edge, and I tell you what, that is a tough catch, but just so well judged in the end. And a huge wicket again, just as South Australia looked like they were building their way back in this partnership. Sorbello takes a lovely little catch there in the 3 line.
Some great swing bowling too. I don't know if you can really see it on the camera, but that is actually taking some shape.
Oh, that's fairly optimistic appeal for LBW in indoor cricket. Not only does it need to be hitting the stumps, but no shot offered. And that's nowhere near it. 2 to come now. Oh, he advances, hits it up. The good old up down, straight out of the Cameron Walter playbook, and gets 2 runs. Actually, people rightly question how that could be in the Cameron Walter playbook. To hit it up, you actually have to get bat on ball, Kev.
Yes. I'll go back to 2015, Cam. That's all I'm
Let's not discuss that, Kev. 1 to go. And it's a dot ball to finish the over. 1 run from it. Again, another good one for WA. And South Australia, they're right up against it here. Just as every little segment of the game goes by, they're starting to fall more and more behind what we believe to be par. Obviously, WA South Australia could bowl quite well and restrict WA to less than what they've been scoring.
Yeah,
but what we believe to be par, South Australia well behind at the moment.
Yeah, 1 over to go. We saw in the second over that this pair that they can get those runs quite easily. So, if they bat smart, let's just hope they bat smart and get this score up to around about 15 or 16.
Saliakis bowling the last over. Comfortable 2 to start for Scott Wood. Ended away, straight back down the pitch. It'll be a dot ball. Right in at the legs. It's going to be a dot. So it will be third ball again. This is a huge moment in this match. A real opportunity here for WA to put South Australia to the sword. Can South Australia negotiate it? Third ball. Just saw him just sneak out of his crease a little bit there. Got to that pitch of the ball. It was hit in the air, but flat enough that it was 2. Third ball dispatched. 2 to come. Oh. Look at that. That is just, you can see it hit. It's come off the inside edge. And the reaction was so slow there. It looked like it's only just clipped the bail, Kev, and it took a while to fall off, but it did. So he's bowled him.
Confused everybody.
But a huge wicket again for WA. 1 ball remains now on the pair. Well, not quite. We'll have that again. Yeah, that replay, you can see. Maybe it wasn't off the edge. It's just clipped the side of the stumps there, Kev. 2 runs to finish. Boy, they needed that. They've moved now to, well, they finished the partnership on 10.
You take that wicket out and it's 15 for the pair, you'd be happy walking out with that, I reckon.
Look, 10 runs on the board for the pair. They're still in the game here, South Australia. Again, we're talking about it being a little bit below par, but it's sudden death indoor cricket. Anything can happen, folks. Live from Palmerston Indoor Sports Centre here in the Northern Territory. And how good is it to be here, Kev? It's 20-odd years since there's been a national tournament here in the top end, and what a privilege it is to be guests here at Palmerston Indoor Sports.
Yeah, it certainly is. It's much better than being back in cold Melbourne where it's about 7 or 8 degrees at the moment, so that means there'll be probably 3 or 4 in the ACT, wouldn't it, Cam?
No, it's beautiful weather in Canberra, mate. Beautiful weather. So Nathan Crahy and Paul Fraser, they're at the crease for South Australia. Gee, they've got a big job ahead of them now. 4 overs remaining in the innings. They really would love a 30-plus score here.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I think you're looking for probably 70 runs as a target.
And Dion van Blerk, he's going to open the bowling now. Back underway. It's fended to the side net. Gee, it was a chance. They grabbed 2. And they're away here, this partnership. Job to do. Well, gee, that should have been out. It was an aggressive shot. Had plenty of time to affect the wicket there to the bowler, the flick back. That's a chance that goes begging for WA. But if you're a South Australia fan, you'll take it. You've got away with one. Strays behind the legs there, and it'll be a leg side. A little bit untidy as the ball spills into the back court, but no damage done. Gee, French is a presence in that front court, isn't he?
Yeah, he's a huge influence in that front half. He controls play really well. We've seen that all week from him.
Oh, it's full, it's driven into the front court fielder there. Spills back at the striker. There's a little bit of ping pong there, but they get through for a run. Reasonable intent shown so far by these two.
Yeah, that's how they play.
Right in at the hip. Spills off the body. Backward a square. It'll be a dot ball to finish. But 7 runs, importantly for South Australia. Can put a few more overs on like that. They'll at least have something they can defend, Kev.
Yeah. Like I said earlier, 20 to 25 for this pair. That gets them around 65, 70. I think that's a competitive total. You mentioned before, Cam, about how good is backbang in Darwin. How good is it having the Northwest WA boys be a part of this tournament as well?
Absolutely, absolutely. Dario Sorbello gets us back underway. It's a dot ball, so it will be... Oh, it's not a dot ball. It was just too good in the front court. Fraser was way down and just took too long to get back in a direct hit. And that is something from nothing just when South Australia, again, were fighting their way back into this match. WA have the answers.
It's going to be tough now, isn't it?
Yeah, the replay shows, and look at that. It's the flick. I can't believe it. Back live, driven. Oh, and they find the back net. 5 runs. Well, talk about the roller coaster that is sudden death indoor cricket. They have a wicket out of nowhere, and they respond with a 5. It's still game on here, folks. Full into the legs, can't get it away, it'll be a dot. And just to go back to what you were saying earlier, yeah, Northwest WA, similar to the North Queensland side, it's a regional side out of the state of WA. It continues. Driven again, off the foot into the side net for 3. And yeah, just increasing the breadth of the Masters competition, Kev.
Yeah, it certainly is. We saw it in the Opens last year with Tassie back in as well.
Get through for a single there. Gee, that 5 was crucial, wasn't it, to just erase that wicket.
5s and a 3, you know, gets them back up to 11. That 20 to 25 still on.
It's full and wide. Oh. Did he get some bat on that?
No, he's giving him out stumped, I believe.
Has he? Oh, well, I see. So what's happened there, folks, he's fallen over the full and wide delivery, didn't get his feet across to it, and a little flick around from the keeper has found him short of his ground. And again, WA come up with a wicket out of nowhere. Well, that hurts. They just rebuilt. Here it is on the replay. Just fallen, and that little behind flick back live, and well, there's a couple of things to note about this inning. South Australia have lost regular wickets but have fought back each time. They haven't panicked. Conversely, week continues. WA just keep creating opportunities. They're just coming up with wickets where you just don't think there are any. And it's the difference in this innings. Comfortable 2. But all is not lost for South Australia. You've talked about 65-70. I think that might be a little too short, but they're still within striking distance of that with 9 balls remaining. Driven straight to the receiver. It's good cricket. But you can see the intent here. South Australia sense they don't quite have enough. They're looking to get as many runs as they can. Courtesy of the back court. Just punched through the gap there for 2. On the onside, 1 ball remains in the penultimate over of the innings. That's good cricket again and wonderful fielding at the back net here, keeping that to 1. Salyakis And, well, still 9 runs off that over. That's a great fight back in. Illustrative again, Kev, of what I've been saying, that they lose a wicket, South Australia, and then they put on a good over immediately following that to get back in the contest. They've got 6 balls left now. They cannot afford to lose a wicket. They need to get 70 plus, in my view.
It's doable. Very doable.
Yeah, and as you can see there on the replay we've just seen, that is the sneakiest of wickets. Great thinking from Alan Barnes behind the sticks to just that little behind his back stumping. Don't see too many of those. It's going to be the WA captain to close out this innings. Stuart French bowling to Krahi. There's single. A big dive there from Krahi. He's taken a while to get back up, and that's unsurprising towards the pointy end of a long week of Masters indoor cricket, Kev.
Yeah, you need that dive, mate. The muscles are a bit tight and a bit sore, and the energy's zapped out of you.
Scamper through for a run off the legs. Find the net. Every run so crucial here for South Australia. They're a little bit behind the game at the moment, fighting to stay in this contest and the tournament as a consequence. Oh, he wanted the back net, Fraser. His eyes lit up like Christmas trees, and instead he's been knocked over again. WA. They respond when South Australia fight back. That is a huge wicket. All of a sudden, South Australia back to 59 and staring down the barrel here in this sudden death minus semi-final. 2 balls remain. Fended there, into the net for 2. Final delivery of the innings. That's too good from Western Australia. They've restricted South Australia to 61 in the over 40 men's minors semi-final, live from the Palmerston Indoor Sports Centre here in the Northern Territory. I'm Cameron Walter, and with me, Kev Davis. Kev, lots to like about that bowling and fielding innings from Western Australia.
Yeah, we saw in their front half, those plays that they do complete, the stumpings, the run-outs, it all adds up over the innings, and that creates that pressure that's needed to keep it aside to 61.
And South Australia, well, they'll know that they haven't quite got enough runs there, but it is sudden death indoor cricket. They're a competitive state. They're certainly not going to come out here thinking they've lost the game. No,
there's going to be some pride come out in this second innings, I reckon. It'd be interesting to see how they go the first pair. They need to take at least 3 or 4 wickets in my mind to really put WA on the back foot and be a chance of winning this game.
So, of course, the winner of this match will advance to the preliminary final later today. That will be against the winner of New South Wales and Queensland, who are playing each other right now in the over 40 men's major semi-final. We can just do a score check for you. New South Wales batting first. They were under the pump early in that match, the first over. Big negatives, but they've come back and posted a massive 115. So a huge job there for Queensland to do in that major semi-final. Again, the winner of the game you're watching right now, South Australia and WA, will play the loser of that game. The winner of New South Wales and Queensland will, of course, advance to tomorrow's grand final. And speaking of what's coming up, next at 11:45 a.m. local, it's the Australian Capital Territory and New South Wales in the over 50 men's minor semi-final. Then from 1:30 p.m. local time, New South Wales will take on the Australian Capital Territory in the over 45 men's preliminary final. And then we've got 4 prelim finals to close out the day, beginning with the 40 men, the 50 men, the 30 women, and the 35 men. So fantastic finals indoor cricket action live from Palmerston Indoor Sports Centre here in the city of Palmerston, just south of Darwin in the Northern Territory. It's just starting to heat up here in the centre. It's been a long week for all of these combatants here at the tournament, but second year back after the pandemic, Kev. It's the Masters tournament's always a great one. Lots of long-term friendships across the sport that is indoor cricket, always rekindled at tournaments like these. You've coached the 40 side throughout the week. What's the feeling been like?
It's been good. Obviously, the two-year stint where we had no indoor cricket, it took a toll on a few people. A few of us have come back a little bit bigger than we were a couple of years ago, and hopefully this Darwin heat slimmed us down before we go home again. But you're right, the friendships that have been made over the week, particularly in our Victorian side where we've had 7 or 8 first-timers play this tournament, they're going to walk away with mates for life, and that's what indoor cricket at this level is about.
And look, Kev, I think that's a fantastic point. As many long-term indoor cricket tragics that are playing, their 20th tournament or something, for as many of them that there are plenty of first-timers, which is great to see new people playing the sport of indoor cricket, the indoor form of our game, and particularly at the Masters level. And folks, you can do it too. Play.cricket.com.au. You don't have to play for your state. You don't have to play for your country. You can just go down and play the game at your centre. Good way to stay involved with cricket during the winter and keep up your skills, or maybe play cricket for the first time. You don't have time to give up your Saturdays or whatever it is in the summer. Go down and spend 90 minutes at your local indoor cricket centre. Play.cricket.com.au is where you can find your local centre to do just that. We're just about ready to get back underway here in the minors semi-final. Stuart French, Alan Barnes at the crease for WA, and Ryan Presser will get us back underway for South Australia. Wow, falling on the stumps, just a little bit of a waist shape, and watchfully played by French. Oh, no feet there from the WA captain. A little bit more width from Presser. And get through third ball there for a single. Just looking to see who South Australia can look to do the damage here. No real standout bowler in terms of wickets claimed. They've spread that amongst their attack, which in one sense doesn't give them a genuine strike bowler, but means they've got lots of tools in the arsenal, Kev.
Yeah, I like this move, Cam, with Ryan bowling. He's been around indoor cricket for a long time. He's got experience, he's got the ability, and particularly against our side, he took to our batters.
Well, he's certainly keeping it tight so far. He's put them on third ball once in the over, and now he's done it for a second time. Other than claiming a wicket in an over, that's almost the perfect thing you can do as an opening bowler for your side. So third ball again. Barnes it is this time that has to contend with it. Here's Presser. Width, and Barnes gets across and chops it for a down up 2. 3 runs off. Fairly even first over there. We're talking about the attack for South Australia. Again, they've got to spread that out, but the run getters for WA, they've got the likes of Sorbello, French, who's at the crease. They're both 100-plus runs for the week. So you can expect big runs from those guys, and South Australia are really going to have to work hard to peg them the run scoring back. Scott Wood's going to bowl over number 2. Oh, there's got to be an out here. Oh, it's a fumble. I can't believe it. An absolute soda. Had all the time in the world, and they've thrown away an easy wicket there, South Australia. Where they're defending 61, Kev.
Yeah, we didn't see that with the WA boys. So.
Oh, my word. Here's the replay. It's a gift. It's a dot ball.
That's finals cricket, Cam.
Another leg side. I note that like WA, South Australia, the two-man leg side set up in the front court, has that been fairly consistent throughout the week from every team?
Yeah, it has. Everyone knows the lines they want to bowl and where it's hard to score from, and they've set that field accordingly to that plan.
Oh, there it is. Can't mess that one up. French just being a little tentative and just gets through and knocks over the castle. And there it is, the first wicket for South Australia. Gee, they needed that after giving up one earlier in the over. And you said, Kev, you think they need a couple of wickets in this first pair to get into this game and stay in the contest. And there it is, as you can see, big wicket. Well, there's one of them.
Should be two.
Followed up with a short and wide one, and French isn't going to miss out on runs there. One ball to come now in the second over. He's changing his approach here. Wood's going to bowl around the wicket for the last ball. And that'll be a no ball. You can see him just sort of explaining why that happened, but a no ball over the shoulders of the strike batter, and 3 runs from the over in the end. So this has been a good start for South Australia, despite giving up that opportunity earlier. They've taken 1 wicket. They had that really tight first over from Ryan Presser. Just 6 runs on the board for WA early in this run chase. If South Australia are going to stay in the contest, this is exactly what they need, Kev.
Yeah, absolutely. It's going to be interesting to see which way they go now with their bowlers. Would they attack or would they go defensive for these last 2 overs? Personally, I'd like to see them attack and try and take 2 or 3 wickets this over.
Fraser gets us back underway. He starts with a leg side. Can't afford too many of those, South Australia. To make life too easy for WA when they're chasing a lowish total. It's driven off hands. That'll be a single. Just blocked. Another dot. Oh, I wanted a piece of that one. A swing and a miss. I'm interested, Kev. One of the things you often hear in indoor cricket is that sometimes it's more difficult chasing a low total. How much does that, we don't need to do too much here, play on your mind. We'll just watch this third ball. It's a leg side. They get away with it.
Yeah, you're right. Sometimes you can go into your shell and it creates more problems than it does good. Hopefully WA don't go with that mindset, and hopefully they make a red hot crack of this and create an interesting game.
Final ball of the third over. Driven and into the back net for 5. Doesn't miss out there, Barnes, and that's a big over, courtesy of that shot. Couple of extras. Yeah, they were on third ball, but that doesn't matter when you bang 5s. And now they're on 16 and well on their way here in this run chase. Important over coming up for the South Australians. What is your strategy defending a low total if you're the coach of the fielding side? Is it just all guns blazing? You're just trying to attack from the word go?
No, I think you just do the basics well, Cam. Bowl your channels, bowl your lines that you want to get at their hip, set that 2-leg side field, and most importantly in the field, it's clean hands and make sure you give yourself that opportunity to take the wickets.
Bosens will bowl the last over to WA's opening partnership. It's full. Just dipped below the belly button there at the end, so it is a dot. Another dot ball, a full delivery, a little bit of shape. And again, third ball. So this is the fourth time this pair's been on third ball. South Australia will be desperate to convert this chance to a wicket. And it's another wide on a third ball situation. So that's a double whammy there, Kev. Not only has they relieved the pressure of that third ball, but they've given them an extra delivery. Chance at the top. Needed a direct hit, it was, but I think he was home. So through for two with 3 balls remaining. WA in the box seat here. And dispatched into the back court for 4. It's what he can do, French. Taking control early in this run chase, RWA. This pair has been fairly watchful, and again, you can get away with that when you're chasing a low total, and you can put the odd shot into the back court. 1 ball remains. Just moves across to the offside there, and a down up 2 over point to close out this opening partnership. 26 runs from it. That's the perfect start in any run chase, let alone when you're chasing 61, Kev.
Yeah, those two guys, Barnes and French, they obviously know their strengths and their power hitting zones, and if the ball's in that zone, they went that back net. But they also knew when they had to do the basics, and that's what got them up to 26 after that early wicket.
This is the over 40 men's minor semi-final between South Australia and Western Australia. We're live from Palmerston Indoor Sports Centre on Cricket Australia's YouTube and Facebook. Thanks so much for your company right around Australia and the world. I'm Cameron Walter with Kev Davis. We'll take you through the final 3 pairs of this match. As I've mentioned earlier, stay with us. Plenty of indoor cricket finals action to come throughout the day. Craig Wheat and Dion van Blerk at the crease for Western Australia. Lots to do for the South Australians here. Luke Foran, is he the man to do it? Over number 5, sudden death indoor cricket. Driven straight back to the receiver. It'll be a dot ball. Oh, he's through. Foran does it. Knocks over the leg stump. That is just what the doctor ordered for South Australia. And still a bit of fire and fight left in these South Australians, Kev.
Yeah, it certainly is. They've shown all week that they want to fight out games. Some of the results may not reflect their efforts throughout the week, but we just saw with this over so far that they're up for a good challenge.
And there you see, just knocked over the leg stump. Moving in to the right-hander. Here he is again. Follows up with a dot. The perfect start here from Foran. Oh, right in at the legs. I tell you what, Kev, this is what I love about indoor cricket finals. Luke Foran, prior to this match, only 4 wickets, going at over 10 and over. Okay, So statistically, not the best tournament, right? Comes here, keeping his side in the game with some wonderful bowling early in this pair. Oh, it's got to be out, and it is. Luke Foran doing the job here for South Australia. 2 wickets in the 5th over. And the fielders make no mistake and back him up, grabbing that run out. Something from nothing, Kev.
Yeah, absolutely. You mentioned Luke's stats throughout the week. It's the old saying. You don't have to peak at the start of the tournament. It's peaking at the end of it, and he's obviously come here today ready for a fight.
Last ball. Oh, another chance. Oh, they can't quite snaffle that one, South Australia, but what a rip-snorting first over from Luke Foran. Didn't give them any room at all. He's knocked over Craig Wheat, then created that run-out opportunity for his front court, and 2 for -8 has kept South Australia in this sudden death contest.
Just consistent lines, Cam. You know, like we said earlier, that's the hardest line to be able to get away. You bring those 2 leg side fielders into the game so regularly. Top of leg stump, that's where he aimed, and he consistently put it there and reaped the rewards.
Scott Wood is going to bowl his second over. Remember, he did grab a wicket in his first as well, so South Australia well and truly on the attack here. Oh, just not giving these batters any room, Kev. Right in, moving in there at the right-hander, and a dot ball. That time there was, well, he probably should have put that away, Van Blurk. But instead it's another dot and another third ball situation here. Scamper through for a single. Oh, gee, they'd want to be careful. The little slap there from Foran. I tell you what, if that had gone to the back net,
it would have been an interesting call.
Yeah, I would have called it 5. The slap's got to go, the fielding has to go in the direction of the intended target wickets. You can't argue that was controlled. Full and leg side wide. Two balls remain. Oh, there was a chance there, the ball coming back to the keeper, but Van Blurk was home. They grab another 2. With 1 to come in Scott Wood's second over. Oh, he has a big drive at that, just finds the edge. We had 2 WA batters at the one end then, but the ball nowhere near a hand. And 1 run to finish the over, a better one for this second Western Australia pair, 6 runs from it. Still though, they're in the negatives. And how do you play this, South Australia? Well, I think here's your answers. Sampson looks as if he's coming to the back to bowl. One of the leading wicket takers for his side is the South Australian captain. Sensing an opportunity here. Here's Sampson. Oh, just hits the back net first, I think you'll find, the keeper's net there. So it is a single, but it meant it spilled away from the hand of the front court. Driven. It's a misfield. Just be a single.
Interesting field change, Cam. They're still bowling that leg side line, but they've put the second across to the offside now.
Think there's a method to that?
I've got no idea. Is it a mind game?
It's up, it just falls safe. A chance at top, the direct hit and it's out. Presser makes no mistake, Van Blurk. Oh, gee, he wasn't really on his bike there. It's the end of a long week, so maybe not as fast as he was at the start of it. But that gave Presser the time he needed, and he made no mistake. Good position, Good quick release and threw down the stumps. And another wicket for South Australia as they hang in this sudden death minor semi-final. Yeah, you see there it is. Fell safe, and yeah, well, the direct hit is going to make it hard all the time. Back live and beaten is Wheat. 1 ball remains now for the South Australian captain's first over. Fascinating sudden death indoor cricket unfolding before you, folks. Oh, he wanted to send it to the back. Gee, lucky to get away with that was Wheat. And another great over for the South Australians. -3 from it. They've kept this pair in the negatives with 1 over remaining in the partnership. Another tight over here. If they keep this pair in the negative by the time they walk out off the court, it is absolutely game on, Kev.
Yeah, it certainly is. I think the WA boys will be trying to just get back in those positive numbers, and if they can get 10 off this over and walk out with 5 on the board for the skin, I think that looks a lot better than if they come out on 0 or definitely a negative.
Bosens is going to bowl. It is his second over. He went for 10 off his first. Off the field, a chance. Oh, I think Wheat would have been home anyway, but that's an illustration of how up these fielders are. It was a deflection off one, a quick slap from the other. They're not going anywhere, South Australia. Punched away back to the 3 line, the dot ball. Jammed it. It meant that it went into the keeper's net instead of the side, so another single. Driven. Oh no, it's a drop catch and a deflection to the backcourt for 5. That would have been a screamer of a return catch, but the result is the deflection. And I think might have taken a fingernail off or something like that, as you can see on the replay. It just turned it into 5. And, well, has allowed this pair to get into the positives. We'll just take a moment.
Dislocated finger there, Cam.
Excellent, excellent. Kev just looking around the corner at what's happened. I think they've just put it back in. For Bosens, yeah, he's given it a bit of a shake. I think he will, at the very least, complete this over by the look of what's going on. It is his second, so South Australia don't lose anything by if he has to be substituted after completing this over. That assumes he can complete the over, Kev.
Well, he's got more fingers than that one, Cam, and he's got a couple of thumbs to go with it, so...
Yeah, he looks okay. So, 2 balls remain in the over. A crucial moment just then. The ball going to the back net for 5. I've got to put it down as a drop catch. Would have been a screamer, but it's a drop catch, and just unfortunately the deflection meant that it went for 5. I think we just saw the umpire Michael Guest there asking Dave Sampson to make sure there was no blood on the ball or anything like that, but it's all good. So we're ready to get back underway here. 2 balls remain. Finds the net for 2, so 1 to come now. it'll be a wide. Undoing some of their great work here, South Australia. There's no ball off the pitch, in fact. So not only the runs, but the ball again. There's still one to come. Walker jammed out. A dot to finish. So this pair fought back late there. Importantly, getting 6 runs for their team and 32 on the board. They're more than halfway at the halfway stage, but South Australia, they've kept themselves in the contest here. You'd think that, barring a 30-run partnership here, which we've not seen in the game yet, the final pair for Western Australia will likely walk out needing to score some runs rather than coming out in front. Now that's a big difference in the whole complexion of this game. They come out not needing to score anything, the game's more or less over. But South Australia, they've stayed in the contest.
Yeah, they certainly have. And, but just like when they were batting, they take a wicket and they give that wide down leg side, or they release the pressure. They need to get 2 or 3 wickets in a row without releasing that pressure after the wicket, I believe.
Definitely. And the challenge for South Australia now is that the leading run scorer for Western Australia is at the crease. Dario Sorbello is averaging just under 20. And his partner, Lance Hupping's only around the 7s, but together a 25-plus run partnership by the stats. Here's Krahi. Get us back underway. Starts with the no ball well and truly off the pitch. And another struggling for some control here. Easy runs for WA. Gets it back on the money. Tough customer to pick, is he, Kev?
Yeah, he certainly is. I watched him bowl last night, and I thought he was bowling wrong-uns, but he tells me today he's bowling off-spin. So clearly he's got me covered.
And it's an excellent line there to bowl to a left-hander if the left-hander's not in position early enough to play around the corner. 1 ball remains. Throws it right up. Gee, would have been tempted to dispatch that one, Lance Hupping, but instead just guides it into the offside net for 2 to close out the over. A good start there for WA, 8 runs from it.
I think South Australia need to attack this pair now. 8 off the first over. I think you need to bring in a Ryan Presser or a like bowler who can take that early wicket for you.
And it will be Ryan Presser. So, look, on the looks of the bowling so far throughout this innings, the go-tos have got to be Ryan Presser, Dave Sampson, and certainly Luke Foran, who bowled that incredible first over. So, let's see how they approach this. It's going to be, as we said, Ryan Presser. Right in at the legs. Dot ball. Chance, needed a direct hit. Sorbello's home, a single. You can see that Sorbello, just a little hesitation in the middle of that run that created that opportunity. Chance again at the top. They go. The throw is wide. Could have gone to either end there. So a little bit of hit and run from these two at the moment. Just in behind the legs and inside of that line there from Presser. It's a great line. Important dot. Chance again on and a little misfield. I tell you what, there's at least 3 opportunities in this over already.
Yeah. And the nerves starting to kick in.
Yeah. Beaten to close out the over. So 3 genuine opportunities there for South Australia, not taken. Still just 4 runs off that over. But it must be said, Western Australia well and truly in the box seat here. You would think that South Australia are going to need 2-3 overs to go negative.
Yep.
Not necessarily big negatives, but something like that.
They're creating the chances for that to happen. They just need to finish those plays.
Speaking of play, play.cricket.com.au. Find your nearest centre. Here's Bant. Well, everyone was ready except Sorbello. Well, the field changed and made him need to change. Here we go. Oh, that has just gone over the top of the bails. Third ball, real opportunity here. Punched, a chance at the top, needed a hit. I think Hupping would have been home anyway. That's full and driven to the back. Some lethargic feeling, I have to say, at the back here. Lets it get through for 5. I think momentum for Wood was going towards the stumps, had to change direction and just put it beyond him. Well, I was talking up the fact that the last pair will probably need to come out with runs to score. It's not looking like that at the moment, Kev.
No, it's not. I just think the South Australian boys just need to not go into their shell and keep taking this attack to the WA boys. They can certainly do it.
Single to finish the over, a huge 12 runs from it. And that to me says that's it. It's just about game over for South Australia, which means they've got to throw everything and the kitchen sink at WA now. So that starts with this over, Kev. This is I think the most important in the over in the game for them at the moment.
Yeah, I think Sampson's got to come on and bowl this one. I think he's got a lead from the front. It doesn't look like he is.
No, it's going to be Fraser, who went for 10 off his first over. So look, I don't know about that decision, but maybe they think that this is a good matchup for them. Here it is, the final over to the partnership. Yeah, the other possibility here, maybe the South Australians feel like their best opportunity to attack is that last pair, and they won't mind the fact that they are looking like they'll come out in front. There's a chance. The throw needed to be on the money. It was high and wide. Comfortable 2 for the leading run scorer. He's moved to 20 already. 3 balls remaining in the partnership and scores a level. And another little opportunity there, doesn't go cleanly to hand. And that's the go-ahead run. WA are in front for the first time. A little too easy at the moment. Still 1 to come. Left alone, and why not? They're in front. A dot to finish, but 9 runs from that over and 33 for the Skin. The highest partnership so far in the game, and what a time to do it in response to a low partnership of 6 that banged 33 and put themselves in front with 4 overs remaining in this sudden death over 40 men's minor semi-final. We'll check in briefly with a major semi taking place right now as well. New South Wales having posted 115. Queensland, well, they're on 86, with 3 balls remaining in the third partnership. So there's 4.5 overs left in that match, and Queensland needs 30 runs. So real contest there unfolding, ladies and gentlemen. Of course, the winner of that game will advance to the final. The loser will take on the winner of this, the minor semi-final. It's all part of the 2023 Australian Masters Indoor Cricket Championships. We're live from the Palmerston Indoor Sports Centre. The first time in 23 years, I think it is, since we've been here in the top end for national level indoor cricket. And it's great to be back. Luke Foran has the ball in hand. He did the job in the second pair. They need the same sort of start from him. Here he is. Oh, and bang for 3 by Demos to get us going. Saliakis at the other end. And, that's what a way to score your first runs in the sudden death minor semi. Followed up with a dot. Here he is again. Driven. Oh, he uses his feet. And hurt himself in the process, I think. And, big runs for Saliakis. As WA look to put this beyond doubt early in the final partnership. Yorker on the legs. Can't get it away. It's a dot. They need wickets, the South Australians. Plenty of them. Comfortable 2 for Demos. Final ball of the 13th over. And it will be a dot, but damage done. 10 runs from the over. Looking a little bit too easy here for the WA side as they enter cruise control. South Australia, well, in need of a minor miracle here, Kev. Need a big negative over somewhere here.
Yeah, they certainly are. They're looking a little bit flat. We just saw the frustration then at the end of that over. They know they've let this one slip so far. So hopefully a couple of wickets early on here for Samson, and they can get back into this game.
Just catching some of that leg side line and called wide by umpire Michael Guest. From the legs, dot ball. A driven to the back court. It'll be 4. And all too easy for WA. It'll be third ball to close out the over. Can South Australia convert this to a much needed wicket? Chance at the top, needed the direct hit. But it will be 2 to close it out. 8 runs from the over, and it's all over bar the shouting, Kev.
Yeah, it appears so. The third pair for WA is certainly taking the sting out of this game, and these guys look to be playing within their means and burning as many dot balls as they can and backing themselves to get off strike with that third ball.
Yeah, as you saw on that replay just then, just perfect placement right in the gap. Krahi will bowl his second over and the penultimate over of the minor semi-final. Starts with a wide. Finds the net for 2. I think what we're looking at this innings is our expectations of par were probably about right. That sort of 90 to 100 would have been a really competitive score for the side batting first, Kev.
Yeah, 90 to 100 is always tricky to chase down at this level. I was a bit optimistic when I said they could chase 60, but defend 60. Having said that, it has been done in the past.
Indeed. It'll be third ball now. Another opportunity for South Australia. Advances at the leading edge, but through for a single. Another 2 to close out the over. 7 runs from it, and just 6 balls now remain in South Australia's tournament for 2023. Quick score check in the major semi-final, a game between New South Wales and Queensland. It looks to me as if Queensland are in the box seat there. They've got, 11 balls remaining and 8 runs to score to go over the top of New South Wales. Again, the winner of that advances to tomorrow's grand final. The loser will take on, what's almost certain to be Western Australia in the prelim final later today. And just drops short of the hands of Wood at the back. Steliakis helps himself to 4. Just a little bit of stat boosting now. Leg side. And he asks for it again. Why not? You've got to get your money's worth, Kev.
Yep, certainly do. There's a lot to come up here.
Comfortable 2, the dying stages of the semi-final. Driven into the side net at the back for 3. Slow between the crease, but South Australia taking their time to field the ball. And another 3 with 2 balls remaining. He says no, does Steliakis, unlike Demos, who had the ball again. So this will be the final ball of the match. And it is a dot to finish. There you have it, folks. Western Australia are your victors in this sudden death minor semi-final against South Australia, for whom the tournament has now ended. So a great win here for WA. They advance now to the prelim final, which will take place at 3:15 local time here in the Northern Territory, and they will play the loser of the game that's taking place right now between New South Wales and Queensland. Queensland will start the last over in front, so looking in the box seat there. Turning points in this match, Kev, I think for me, the fact that WA, every time South Australia looked like they were getting on top when in that first innings, they came up with a wicket and pegged them back to 61. Then in the second innings, the number of opportunities that South Australia didn't convert, particularly in that third pair where they had sort of 3 or 4 in one over, the real difference in this contest.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a game of momentum, and those shifts in momentum, if you can keep that in your favour, you're halfway there to winning a game. We saw in that third pair that just a little 50-50s didn't go South Australia's way, and ultimately WA capitalised on that, and they were able to control the game from there.
How difficult is it going to be? Yeah, whose position would you rather be in is probably a better question, Kev. WA having won the minor semi-final, or what looks like will be New South Wales having lost the major semi-final in the prelim later today?
Definitely WA. I think they go in with nothing to lose. They go in with a winning momentum. New South Wales at this stage look like they're going to come off second best in that other final. So, they're going to have to come in after a loss. WA come in after a win, and I think that winning momentum's probably a little bit of an advantage.
And how about the fatigue factor? So we see some of the highlights of the match here. The fatigue factor at this stage of the tournament. Everyone's been playing cricket since, last Saturday, really. 10, 12 games between them. How much of a factor is it at this point?
Oh, I'd like to say there's none. But, we're all superior athletes, Cam. But obviously, the heat is different up here. And we saw some tired bodies, particularly in that last pair there from the South Australian boys. And, even the WA boys at times, they showed that they were a bit tired at times. And, obviously going into the next game, it's going to be a war of nutrition, I guess, whatever the saying is.
War of attrition,
That's it. I'm a Tassie boy, mate. We didn't have a good education system down there. Look, it's at the end of the day, any team can beat any team regardless whether you're 100% fit or 50% fit. So it's about the mindset coming into that game.
Couldn't agree more. And again, as we see some of the highlights of this match here, I'll just remind you folks of what's coming up throughout the rest of the day, live from Palmerston Indoor Sports Centre. Coming up next in around about 10 minutes' time, it's the Australian Capital Territory up against New South Wales in the over 50 men's minor semi-final. Then we start all our prelim finals, folks, starting with the 45 men between New South Wales and the Australian Capital Territory. We come back at that point to the over 40 men, and that'll be between Western Australia and Queensland, and New South Wales. Followed by the over 50 men, the over 30 women, and the over 35 men to close out this opening day of the final series of the 2023 Masters Indoor Cricket Championships. Thanks so much for your company. Our congratulations to Western Australia on their win. We hope you can stay with us throughout the day, but until then, for the team from Sportscast Australia, for Kev Davis and for Cricket Australia, I'm Cameron Walter. Thanks for watching.